It's about how many rounds we had.
It was closer to a minute, probably around 45, 50 seconds, but it it did get drawn up. Actually, this doesn't use 6.
Either way.
Yeah, it would be around 20 seconds because it doesn't use second rounds. All right.
Here, this is my summary of what I did last game.
A pretty big bit of XP. And most people will be catching up on requisitions. I believe Gilbert and Mu Theta and Valdric were the only two who did requisitions last week at the end. Yeah. And then and
Should
if
have 3
there's
total for everybody except for Thomas, because he wasn't here for the first one, so Thomas has 5. But I think he spent all of his. Or did you? I don't remember. A long time ago. A whole week.
Well, I only had like 3 options considered, and I rolled them all. So like, I used 4 and a fate point. That's why I rolled 5 times.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
yeah.
Because I was doing the scavenging, and I was like, 44, both a failure and a notice? No, thank you. And then I got it. So I got 1 that I still need to think about.
And I have 3 because I missed the week before, so. And I know what I would like to get. I would like to try to get suspensors.
Your pants don't stay up?
No, the pants stay up, the gun doesn't.
You need a pretty big pair of suspenders.
Yeah. So suspensors are extremely rare.
Extremely rare, you say?
I do. Well, actually, I don't. The book does.
Extremely rare is more rare than very rare in most people's spectrums of rarity.
Indeed.
There is, all right, listen, 3 months on the front active 5+ years, violent impasse, extremely rare is a -30. All right. So it's going to be at the squad's logistics score of 35 -20 for 15.
Right, yeah.
And then are you going to use the scavenger's doctrine?
Sure.
All right. So you'll be looking for a 25 or below.
No. But I have 2 more.
I'll just bring this up again for everyone to have a reference.
So close. Dang. But no doubles, so that's good.
Statistically speaking, you can use your fate points, and they'll put you at your 4th roll. And everyone knows that if you have a 1 in 4 chance by the 4th time, you're guaranteed to get it.
Yeah, that's how math works, doesn't it?
Are those last week's fate points?
They would be.
This week's.
I'll allow them last week's because I allowed the requisition rolls.
Yeah, but
last week.
I used my last week's fate points. Fate point, so.
You want to use this week's fate point?
Yes, I'll use this week's fate point. Because what
All
could
right.
go wrong?
Well, let's go gambling.
Oh,
Oh,
damn
dang it.
it. All right, well, that's it for me.
It's so funny. The guy that's the voice known for the Let's Go Gambling is a regular Minecraft player, and he plays on public servers, and people recognize his voice, and they're like, "I don't know you, but why do I recognize your voice?" And he just immediately goes, "Let's go gambling."
Nice. And then they go, "Oh, dang it!"
Yep.
How much XP did we get?
600, if I remember right. I am double checking that. 15 tides. 600, yeah.
I don't need any requisitions. Y'all can have mine. Good Gasha doesn't need anything. He's already got everything he needs. He needs a doctor. That's what he does need. But other
Can we
than
requisition
that,
a medic for the squad?
can we do that? Because Good Dasher is still bleeding profusely.
There
I'm still bleeding
is
profusely.
war gear that will help medical tests. There's not like a space health potion or anything, as far as I know.
So there's no way to heal without just time.
Yeah, pretty much.
That sucks.
I think the Psyker, if you
No
go
wonder
into...
they haven't won the war yet. They can't keep people alive. They just keep replacing people.
Nobody can keep people alive. It's 40k. Let's see. Where was
Would a
the...
medikit help with my shattered arm?
A what?
A medikit?
Central gear for every Imperial Guard squad, except for the ones that don't have it, like this squad, apparently. Diagnostic cogitator, bioscanner, probes, chemicals, drugs, enemies treat a variety of injuries. Plus 20 on those using it in conjunction with the Medicaid skill. Advanced models include like tox ones and skin applicators.
Could I spend my requisitions on advancing the type of weapons I use, like I did with my knife, make it a better class of weapon?
You want to swap your knife in for a power sword?
No.
Or...
Basically, be a knife to him.
Well, yeah, no. My knife is special. It has, you made it a rare weapon or something, so it has a bonus to it. I was wondering if I could do that with my other weapons.
Is it a...
It's
what
just
did
a
I do
regular
with your
power
knife?
knife.
I think I gave you best craftsmanship
Yes,
for
I
that.
was able to increase it gets a plus 10 to the sword skill, weapon skill.
Yeah, so that's not a requisition, that's manufacturing of the weapon, just it's better quality when it was made. So you can requisition the same gear you have already at best craftsmanship instead of at common or good, and then swap out the lower quality stuff for the better one. It'll give you a bonus, but it's still going to be higher than a normal requisition roll.
Okay, never mind then.
Which what were you wanting to swap out?
Well, I was gonna see if I can get my autocannon to be a better version of it, so it gives me some bonuses to shoot, so I can hit more.
With the ranged weapons, it just makes them jam less,
Yeah, okay.
which I don't think your gun has jammed yet. Is the autocannon reliable?
Yes.
Alright, so it already only jams if you roll 100.
Okay, good.
You can look into, where was it? I think it's weapon attachments or weapon upgrades in the armory. Yeah, weapon upgrades starting on page 188. Most of those are relatively small things, like you can get a motion predictor, which will give you a +10 on your ballistic skill when you're firing it in a burst or full auto.
You get a silencer for the autocannon.
Not for the auto cannon. Auto pistol, stub automatic, hand cannon, auto gun, needle pistol, needle rifle.
I know.
Awareness test to hear shots made will be at -20 and can only be attempted at half the normal distance. A half a mile is still a pretty big distance.
Actually, a targeter goes on heavy weapon, and that's only rare. Versus the motion predictor is very rare. Does the same thing.
I don't see any, or well, I haven't found anywhere in the book that specifies what exactly advanced is compared to other things. So
Well,
I've
it
just been
grants.
going off of anything good quality or best quality would qualify as advanced, but
It's rare instead of common.
Gilbert might have just taken it since last week, but
But he's not here.
yeah. So if that makes it rare instead of common, that'd be difficult at -10, less than 3 months for another -10, 5 to pass for -10, front active 5+ years. That would be a flat roll of 35 for your logistics score. That would bring it up to 45.
Let's go gambling.
Where's you? You have 2. You only made 1 roll last week. We have 3 total. And I don't think you rolled in D&D.
Yeah, you rolled in any game. You fool. It doesn't count.
I wasn't going to count it. I haven't seen it.
DM has not seen the roll. I don't know what roll you're talking about. Ooh,
See, it worked.
5.
All right.
It's the commissar who dispenses wounds and heals them as well.
Does anybody else finish their shopping list?
Our mangles with Thaker's arms and thinks, that'd be bad if it happened to someone who wasn't entirely expendable. I should get medikits. Yeah, it's not a health
Purple
potion.
Bacta tank?
It's not.
Yeah.
The Psyker has been stabilized. There has not been first aid treatment for the Psyker yet.
Well, I think I'm highest in tier other than Gilbert. Well, I mean, I I I only have 37, so somebody might actually have more int just by a base number. Anybody have a 40 or higher? Or no?
25.
Well, Psyker can't do it, and I don't think the Ogre is going to top at 37. I'm just curious though, Mister. What's your int score?
Like 18, I
20.
think.
Oh, 18.
Okay, 20. Wow, I'm impressed.
That means
No.
he can count to 4 and spell most of his own name. That'd make him a genius by Ogren standards.
All right. So that's just versus my int flat roll because I don't have the -20 modifier, or it gives a +20 modifier. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's. Mhm. It
Before
counteracts
you
that
roll,
and boosts
give
it.
them, the inspiration.
What's up?
Can you make a speech? Give them the plus
Oh, can
10.
you inspire my healing skills?
I think it applies to all tests, as far as I'm aware.
Mhm. You have a better chance, or the number's better? Ah, okay. Yeah, so yeah, your tail end clipping. You're picking up a lot longer now, but the last like 2 or 3 seconds of your or 2 or 3 milliseconds of your message is getting cut off. Okay. Oh no, you're good. You're good. I was just letting you know. Yeah, that's a pretty good chance. You'll still somehow manage to roll above it multiple times. All right, so that's just plus 10. We needed all of it.
All right.
No degrees of success, but it did succeed. I mean, I'm basically a field medic. I know how injuries work. I make them.
So we succeeded.
That's the logic you're working on.
It succeeded, which I believe restores 1+ your int mod and wounds.
My int mod or
Or int
his?
bon- the medic's int. Well, I
Okay,
guess
so
it'd
you
be
get
bonus, not
4
mod.
wounds because I have 37. So
There's a good chance you're still in the negatives even after that, though.
I was at -7. Now I'm at -3.
there's always tomorrow. I mean, we're right outside of a friendly base. I would assume they have some sort of not field hospital triage center.
Hmm.
So is everybody else
Yeesh.
done shopping, or?
Is anybody else still shopping? Going once? Going
I have
twice?
one requisition, but I don't know what to spend it on. I was gonna go for the medikit if it failed.
You can just I'll allow the party to put him on the back burner and decide later what they want.
Yeah, I have my 3 picked out, but I'm ready to go first. I know what I'm going, so I'm just gonna bam, 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 roll.
Yeah,
Is
because we
it-
are running on.
Like Carapace, but I'm getting. Oh, yeah, he might. I think like Carapace.
Oh, the best craft, Lake Carapace.
Yeah, so he has the same armor as everybody else, but since it's best craftsmanship instead of common, it gives it an extra point of armor.
Is there anything that
Which,
can
Oh,
help?
super.
Anything else?
Or
yeah, I think that would
he
be.
can get he could get subdermals, couldn't he?
I think he can. I don't think that's a Mechanicus implant. I'm pretty sure that's just
Yeah,
augmented.
cybernetics are just a standard. Anybody can get them. It's just Mechanicus tend to get them more. There is a very rare subskin armor in cybernetics. Page 204. It gives a
There are
+2 to everything but head.
there are some that require Mechanicus implants trait. Or well, I guess it would be talent. Not a lot, but like
Probably all the ones
servo
with a
arms, I
little
think.
cross behind them.
Yeah, I think it's mostly like the servo arms and mechadendroids need it.
There's a chance I might lose the arm still, so maybe I should save it in case I need a prosthetic.
Well, you just get a bionic arm now. Skip the process of waiting. We just cut it off and put one on.
All right. Trying to look for the stuff.
The cybernetics
Yeah, that.
204. That's the page number.
Wait till Gilbert gets back saying, "Hey, I got Baldur's Gate downloaded. Oh, hey, we started D&D half an hour ago."
Oh, that's what he was doing?
Yeah, I didn't think he closed Discord completely for it, but I guess it was eating up all of his bandwidth. I don't know.
Yeah, he does close Discord when he's downloading something. He doesn't just leave the voice.
But that,
So if I
it's not like it takes up that much.
Eh,
I DM'd him like when we started Only War.
he might not have had his phone by him because that's the only way he'd have gotten ping. But maybe he does now.
So, what would need to be rolled to put on the bionic arm?
That. Uh, I mean, you have two members of the Mechanicus. You can't just do it over. Like, you can just have it done overnight when you have facilities to do it, like this camp would likely have if they're actually set up right.
All right. Then let's see if I get it. So it is bionic arm is scarce. So that is minus 20. So that would be.
No.
Oh, wait, no.
It'd
that
be a
was
0. It's
0.
multiple regiments.
Yeah, I was looking at the first one. All right. 0. So that's
Time in front would be less than
45.
3 months. Front's active for 30, or plus 30. Bunch of it. So it'd be 45, and then if you use the scavenger doctrine, it would be up to 55.
So 45 regular, 55 scavenger.
Yeah.
The Psyker now will have a bionic arm.
All right. Bionic left arm. That adds 2 toughness for the arm when hit there.
Mm-hmm. And was that your left arm?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Any more requisitions to take care of?
Mister, have you come up with anything yet?
Bleed to death.
Hmm?
I'm gonna bleed to death. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not. I don't know. I have no requisitions. I don't need anything. I mean,
Yeah,
I mean, you can get weapon attachments.
you can put them on the back burner, or you can give them to someone else if you really don't want anything.
I don't know anything. I've never played this game, so ideas would be helpful of what I could use. I mean, I'm a big guy that's carrying 3 big guns and 2 big swords. So what do I need?
All right. Do you want something for melee ranged?
I got both those covered. I have my autocannon and my ripper
Well,
gun,
to upgrade
and
them.
I have my
So-
eviscerator. And
Do
Here,
hit these to
mister,
put
here's a
on your
list of
weapons.
attachments.
forearm weapon mounting, melee attachment, mono.
I mean, you got 3. I'd say go for the targeter until you get it, because that's only rare. And if you do get it, go for the motion predictor, because that's plus 20 on the gun.
Oh, okay.
If you get both.
Oh,
Because
okay.
the targeter is capable of going on a heavy weapon, and then the motion detector is any non-low-tech
Okay.
ranged weapon capable of semi-auto or full auto. And you
Okay.
have
Okay.
3.
Okay.
You have burst,
I'll
which
run.
is
I'll run.
oh wait, the motion predictor might not actually go on his.
Motion predictor is any non-low tech capable of semi-auto or full auto. Yeah, that'd be burst and full auto.
I mean, I have a ripper. I mean, I have a autocannon. So
Yeah, you can get both.
yeah. All right, I'm gonna roll for what do I roll? D100, right? Right.
Yes. E100, and you're looking for what
Targeter.
Targeter would be
It's a rare.
rare. Rare is a -10 plus 30 -10. So you're looking for a 35 unless you want to use the scavenger doctrine, which would bring it up to a 45.
And I rolled 56. Okay, I'll roll again. And I failed twice. Okay.
Actually, I've been playing D&D today.
One more shot.
Oh, I get 3? Okay. Well, shit, fire and save matches. Okay, I failed.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep the gun the way it is.
All right. All right. I think I remembered to mention it at the end of last week, but as the fight is winding down, you're all tending to the various critical injuries. A Valkyrie does land, and what is my dog eating? A couple guardsmen start carrying stuff off. It looks like they're unloading the first bit of cargo to this fob, and a pair runs over to you guys and, to check in. One of them goes up to, I can never remember how to pronounce your name, Mosub?
Mosub Teneba.
Yeah, he runs up to Mosub. So it's, Commissar, we've got some war gear that just got shipped in. I figured we'd send you off with some, and it looks like your men could use some patching up.
We could. Thank you.
Of course, sir. Welcome to stay in our camp as long as you need.
Yeah, we might very well take you up on that. Our Ogren and the Psyker both took some hits in that scuffle there.
That does look like they could use some patching up. I'll inform our Medicaid to be on standby for the 2 of them. Is there anything else we can help with, or?
Oh,
I got shut up too.
when you're the Valkyrie, when it's leaving, I mean, if you want, you could run like a little bit of aerial recon and let us know where the big concentration of these supposed traitors that we're supposed to be finding are. That would be handy.
Our Valkyrie doesn't have the gear for external observation beyond the front window, but I'll have them ask the other pilots in the area if they've seen anything, sir.
Ah, that would be wonderful. Thank you.
Of course.
Well, I better see my men into the Medicae. No sense letting him bleed out on the field uselessly.
Of course, sir. He'll kind of lean over to look past you at the Ogre. Are you gonna need help carrying him in?
I think he can manage to haul himself in for now, and we have the truck if necessary.
Understood, sir. I'll go ahead and let them know you're coming.
Very good.
Then he'll salute again and run back to camp.
As he's running away, I just mutter to myself, well, if he'd stayed a little bit, I would have offered him a ride, but okay.
It's only a few hundred meters. He'll be there probably soon after you have Gukesha actually loaded in the truck.
Well, is he actually unconscious?
No, he's unless there is a critical effect that knocks you unconscious, which I think there's 2 in the entire system. You can still fight while you're below 0 wounds, but if you do get hit, it's going to be really bad. Because the critical effects go from a D5 to D10, with some of them having a 30% chance to insta-kill.
Mm-hmm. Well, right, but he was basically riding the back as our makeshift human technical, so yeah, we can just drive back to base, load up SV and the Psyker along the way.
Oh, I'm still functional. I just got shot the fuck up.
Okay, well, I guess you're walking then. Oh wait, no, you're driving. You're the driver. Fuck.
Yeah.
I guess
SV
you're
looks at you
walking. Alright,
confusingly
who's driving?
from the driver's seat. I'm gonna roll my requisition real quick.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, pulls out his bolt pistol. Yes, you're walking. I know what I said. Mhm.
They really didn't want to give me my legs.
Clearly not.
No doubles. I don't think anything bad happens on a critical fail on that.
And 100 is considered a double 0 for the purpose of scavengers.
Oh, well, one little bad thing happened. That's a problem for future us.
Yeah. The Valkyrie takes off. You see this little packet, box of oh look, those must be your legs. And they then just land in the mud and explode.
They wouldn't land in the mud and explode. They'd land in a rock and explode. That causes much more shrapnel.
All right. Yeah, we straighten up the Ogre and start heading back to the base that we just drove out of.
Yeah, it turns out when Orc standard is 50 cal bullets, they do tend to hurt when you take 3 shots to the chest. Even for big guys.
I mean,
Yeah,
fuck, I caught a stray and it did 6 wounds, so I only have 11.
Yeah, you are able to get back into the camp. They have a workshop being set up. They have a Medicae tent that is sparsely furnished, but it is functional. If you need repairs or medical treatment, they have facilities for it, but this place has gone up within the last 12 hours, so it's not prettied up and fully stocked yet.
Right, but we can at least get our guys at some attention.
Yeah.
And we can lend them the Medicaid kit for us to use on us.
And at this point, your requisitions would be being handed out from the Valkyrie. All right.
Yeah, so like Mosum's like, yeah, looked around and the whole squad's been shot up. No one's even shot at him. He's like, all right, I'll just clip on this refractor field and
Well, of course, the squad's expendable. The commissar isn't, naturally. You're very important. That's why you get the important person hat.
that's true.
He has big hat.
Yes, I have a very big, nice, pointy hat.
Most important part.
All right. Now I need to find where the thresholds for lightly, heavily, and critically damaged is. I know where critically damaged is because
268
that's.
for healing, I do believe.
Sounds right. 268.
Have we healed Gutgasher already today? Or done a Medicaid check on him? Because I can roll that.
I don't believe so.
I think it was only Gilbert took damage and we did a medical roll on him.
Yeah, Mutheta got shot in the head. That got patched up. And I think this is the first serious wound since then.
All right.
So how much of patching Mutheta's head wound involved actual software patching?
Software patching, not a lot. There wasn't a whole lot of corrupted data.
He lost
but,
his whole music library though.
It was just the Zune library. He's basically fine.
He's still got LimeWire. All right, so that is some time has passed. Could Moss Sub give me an inspirational speech again to fix the Ogren?
Yeah, I suppose I could. Yep. Yeah, you gotta do your duty to the Emperor and preserve and protect all the
All right.
folks who stand between us and enemy bullets.
That is 3.
67 for your target. You got a 34, so that looks like
3.
maybe 4 degrees of success, I think.
Would it be down to
37.
37? Yeah, that'd be 3 because I can't go 10 more. At least that's how I was understanding the degrees of success.
So if you meet the threshold to succeed, that's 1 degree of success. From there, every 10 past that is
okay.
an extra.
Gotcha. So it's always 1 degree of success if you succeed, but then anything beyond that is an additional. Got it.
Yes, the only time that you'll have 0 degrees of failure or success is if there's something that removes degrees of success or failure, but doesn't affect the roll.
Okay. I will be right back. I gotta go out of range to release my dog from something she got herself tangled on. So I'll be right back.
All right, but if I remember right, that's 4 degrees of success plus 1 plus int mod for 8 health to the Ogren. All right. And everyone's just hanging out in camp, settling in for the night.
Pretty much.
Yes.
All right. As you're mostly left to your own devices, there are occasional check-ins to make sure nobody's bleeding out, mostly in the Medicaid wing, or Medicaid tent. Night passes. The other squads keep watch. You've got the commissar and the most horrific injuries, so they're letting you get your beauty sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And morning comes. And with a full night of sleep, everybody who is lightly damaged, who has taken damage equal to or less than double your toughness bonus, get 1 wound restored.
Sorry to Matt.
Welcome back.
What did I make?
Everyone's settling down for the night. Was there anything you're doing with like the 2 or 3 hours you have left before you go to sleep?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I guess helping repair the truck, but
Yeah, the truck is pretty beat the hell up. If you would like to give me a tech use test,
yeah.
you do have one of their engineers in the motor pool helping with this.
All right, so that counts as the assister. Oop. Forgot the first parenthesis. It's not my day. I can fix people real good.
Yeah, and given that you're not like currently under fire, you've got a while to patch this up.
Mm.
Oh, there's Gilbert.
God.
Hey Gilbert, you know how you downloaded Baldur's Gate?
Yes.
Welcome
I
to
am
Time has
war.
familiar.
passed.
You fool.
Rat bastard.
I wasn't expecting people to show up because it's Memorial Day, and then people showed up.
Yeah, it's Memorial Day. I did all my drinking on Saturday, unfortunately, for you guys.
Everyone's showing up late. All right, what tech shit are we doing?
Day is my day, and I don't care.
So there have been some boo-boos that got patched up. Then the squad has returned to the other squad, well, the other platoon's camp, and they're turning in for the night. SV is repairing some of the damage that the truck took during the fight. There's also a Medicaid tent, but everyone who was wounded, I think, has had first aid for the day done.
No, I haven't technically.
Ah. All right.
I didn't know if I could heal myself, so I didn't bother rolling it.
You can. I think there's like a -20 or -30 penalty to it or something, but
No, okay. Well,
it's better than
the other
nothing.
good
It's not
doctor
great.
is here, so.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, Gilbert, we have a advanced Medicaid kit. Removes the necessity of training and
I'm not a.
knowledge.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, it will just use your. Yep.
And since you're trained, I'll just give you a flat +20.
All right. So D100 equals less than.
No, it does that already. That's what the advanced does. You don't even need.
Or +30. My brain is not working today.
So I have a +30 bonus to this.
Yes.
The
What's that,
commander is
+10?
giving pointers on how to heal people.
Yes, and
Hey, Underdark
The-
actually passed a roll.
the
You got a
other
big mod on it now.
Oh,
the other
wow.
squad does have a medic that can be bothered to help with this if you want.
Oh, whoops. Hold on. Am I not format? Oh. Okay. All
You're
right.
also ending it with the parenthesis. Oh, yeah.
Or less than or greater than. And then what I did was I didn't put a parenthesis on the front, so it was thinking that the less than or greater than in the dice roll was supposed
There
to
we
be
go.
inside of an equation.
Okay.
A successful correct roll.
I'd say, and then Gilbert for that, the 55 through the 10 needs to all be in a parenthesis. Right now, it's just comparing it against the 55.
So
Just
it
so you
would
know, for
be
if you wanted to. Yeah, you don't have to re-roll it.
it would be like
I mean,
that.
27 is very good.
Yeah, how many wounds did you have? Like 6, 7?
Yeah, 6.
Okay,
I
there
think
we
his
go.
int
Like
is
this.
5, so I'm just healed.
Something tells me that those are mostly taken care of.
Anyone
Well,
else have to patch up?
I already rolled them, and I think we can only do one Medicaid check per person. Not per
Technically,
person
it's
doing the
supposed to be
checks.
I thought it was only
Yeah.
one person could receive it.
Every person can only receive first aid once every 24 hours.
Gotcha.
So like Mu Theta or SV can patch up somebody, or you can both help if you're trained in Medicaid. All right.
Does replacing my arm with a bionic arm remove any wounds? Because I'm replacing a shattered arm with
You're still at negative wounds, right?
yes.
If you're replacing your organic arm with a bionic, I'll bring that up to a positive 3 wounds.
All right, and you said I could just do that.
That's not something you can just do, but the camp has facilities to have it done, and you have 2 tech priests in the squad, so it's something that can just be hand waved as it gets done overnight. If you were out in the field, it would be a lot more complicated.
When we install the augmetic onto his arm, I'm going to make absolutely certain we're testing those receptors.
It's a very painful installation.
Extremely, yes. Out of pure spite.
Don't worry, Mu Theta, they are reusable. So if the Psyker dies, it can just be taken off and put onto someone more useful.
Oh, that's good to hear. Like the Commissar.
All right, and then I believe SV was patching up the truck with the assistance of the other squad's engineer, which you can also make a tech use roll to do before shutting down for the night.
Gilbert?
I'm sorry, one second.
Always something.
I'm editing my character sheet so I don't need to keep scrolling to find my freaking talents because some of them are different books. So I'm just putting the rule book, citations. What?
You've got a couple hours before it's time to bunk down for the night, so you can go join SV and the other squad's engineer in fixing the truck ships. It did take some appreciable damage in the gunfight yesterday. Or last week.
Hmm.
Mostly from the Greenskins bringing their own doohickey of an autocannon.
Yeah, we're gonna go fix that shit. Yeah, I'm gonna help with that.
All right, go ahead and roll the tech use.
Give me a second, because I have a talent that is relevant. Probably. 1 second. Very
And if
cool.
you need additional tech use assistance, I'm also trained.
The whole party is, and we got one of their engineers, and you're also basically in a med bay.
You are marginally more effective than a comatose person.
We got the fucking psyker telepathically buzzing us with advice.
Yep.
Buzzing you with advice, rolls on fucking psychic phenomena, sets himself on fire again.
I was just trying to help.
Hold on. Fuck it. This is in core? Oh, here it is. It's in core. Bum. This is a tech test, yes?
Yes.
And guys, how critical is it that we get this thing like super duper fixed? And do we know what we're doing?
We're probably
going
going
to
to spend some time healing anyway.
Yeah, you've been welcomed into the other platoon's camp for as long as you need, because the Ogre and the Psyker were both in critical condition.
Alrighty. And is there anything like super duper important that's happening?
We're still on mission, but we can't
Like-
really do anything with all full squad.
Right. And like, so there's nothing pressing happening this session that I should be particularly concerned about my fate point about?
Depends entirely on how soon the squad wants to run out of the camp.
I would say save it,
Okay. I won't be using the
Because-
master then.
because then we also probably will have time tomorrow to fix and upgrade our truck and turn it more to a technical instead of a milk truck.
Alright. So what am I adding to this?
He failed, so no 10 from under, 10 from me or the engineer helping, and then whatever your tech use is.
Okay. Sleuth, does that pass?
A couple degrees
Uh,
of success.
Let me do some math. You got a 5, and you're looking for a 5, 6, 7, 8, 95 or below. If I carry the 1, I think that passes.
How many degrees of success?
That would be. See, 95 would be 1 degree of success. Every 10 beyond that is an extra. 9, 8, 7. That's 10 degrees of success.
Holy
Welcome
fuck. What does 10 degrees of success do?
I have an idea.
So,
The
Well,
Ogres had a
I-
truck, right? And their trucks are bullshit, but they're still made out of material, right? Rip all the armor off of that thing.
Wait, hold on. Well, like, what
that's not
actually
ex-
does it do?
Depending on the circumstances, it'll either be a like superhumanly phenomenal job, or it will be superhumanly quick. Given that you have an entire night, you're basically able to repair the truck almost to like factory condition.
Nice. Almost factory condition. It was driven out of the lot about 2 miles back. You know how those dealers are.
I mean, I got a question.
Almost factory condition because there's still a couple bullet holes in the front hood that give it character.
And y'all figured out how to fix bullet holes? Because Gilgasha still got a couple of them puncturing him. If somebody's figured out how to.
Were you not paying attention when I healed you earlier?
Oh, you healed me earlier? I didn't pay attention to that. No, I thought you.
Yeah,
were
Yeah,
it
how many
was-
degrees of success did I have?
4 degrees of success plus your int bonus plus 1, I think, is 8.
So that gave me how much?
8.
You get
My-
8 wounds back. Yeah.
Oh, good. I'm
I'm picturing
dying.
this. I'm picturing this Ogren doped up on the strongest anesthetics they had. The strongest horse tranquilizers we
down
had.
to single digits, dude.
And
I
he's-
was down in single
I know.
digits, man. I was
I know.
bleeding, man. I was almost
I know.
dead.
Mister,
You're
I'm just
still better off
picturing
than the
your
Psyker.
ogre doped up on like horse tranquilizer, beginning to come out of it. He just looks over at the commissar. He's all gonna make it.
Mister, you're still better off than the Psyker. The Psyker was at like -7 health, on fire, and bleeding out from a mangled arm.
Yeah, but he's a psyker, though.
Fair point.
Yeah.
From what I've gathered, that they're not that. They're better off dead anyway.
It's always a fair point. They weren't planning on having a Medicaid tent set up until like next week.
So now I got some pretty scars I'm showing off to my my little one.
I just had a funny idea.
Yeah, there are some gnarly scars. They're gonna look cool as hell.
I know, right? Chicks dig scars. Oh, ogre chicks do.
What was this idea I'm hearing about?
So, Thunder, you got a reasonably good fellowship score, right? You could consider yourself charming. And you've been spending all this time in the Medicaid tent, watching over your troops. I wonder if you could convince one of their medics to join us on the accident level. Oh, you're with us now, I guess. If he does it. Yeah, here's some ammo from 8 centuries ago. Pretty sure it's still good.
If China existed when
The thought that passed, but you do make a good counterpoint.
if your war gear is old enough to have "Made in China" printed on it, that is archaeotech.
Not wrong.
Fair point.
And we
fair
got
point.
the advanced medic, right? So at least like there's some.
Yeah, I'd say yeah. It's not as big of a deal. Yeah, it's not as big of a deal. Yep.
We just need to get the diagnoser, and it basically we just have an artificial medic.
So in other
What could possibly
Yeah.
go wrong?
Well, hold on. So usually in
He's
these
a little
games, it's either
checkbox in
the
his
tech
head.
priest or the
who's capable
psyker.
of being a server.
Do you want the psyker to be the medic?
At the going rate of our psyker's condition and what he's done so far, no.
So the tech priest it is.
I might
No.
not understand concepts like bedside manner or anesthetics, but like you won't die.
And you won't get worse.
You won't die even if you wish you did. Oh, that shit's fucked up. Here's some cocaine. Now go charge the enemies again.
Actually, that's a really nice tech priest. He told you it was going to hurt before he did it.
Yeah.
So with us being scavengers, this is a in-universe question for everybody. With us being the Icon class scavengers or whatever, would taking the Ogryn or the orc truck and stripping it and taking all of its plating and stuff and slapping it onto our truck, would that be something that we would actually do, or would we not touch their truck?
We won't really touch the truck.
Okay.
No, it is.
And purify it and all that.
Yeah. If it's
Yeah. Wooden wheels and and string holding it together.
yeah, if it's an orc prop vehicle, we need to reduce it down to its component parts, like melt it into slag, and only after it goes through the recycling plant, maybe once or twice, then we'll use the raw elemental material to make a proper vehicle out of it.
Probably turn on a light while I'm wandering around my basement in the dark.
Reasonable.
Stubbing toes hurts a little bit.
Just a little bit.
All right, but to answer that, yes, the orc truck was a looted Imperial vehicle with some orc armor doohickeyd onto it. So the truck itself can be used for spare components, but there's going to be some shit you're going to want to take off, and you might want to cleanse it in tech priest tomfoolery for good measure.
And I'm pretty sure we blew it up, and then the hood or the roof got cut off, and then somebody jumped in with a chainsword and cut it up more.
It didn't blow up. It could have blown up. As it is, it's just disabled with several sword cuts through its engine block and cabin.
Yeah, I think we go grab that, take the hood plate off. We don't use the orc armor, but we take the hood plate off and fashion up some armor for our rear seating compartment.
Yeah, and that's something that can just get tacked on to the
Really good
repairs
roll.
getting done during the night. Alright. Anyways, if there's nothing else that people were doing, question mark. Yeah.
Yep.
Except like
That's what I was going for. But it'd be
Second
much
extra
taller because Ogryn.
yeah, except an extra half as wide, half as tall, and twice as long.
And half as fast.
No, it's an extra half as wide, extra half as tall, only half as fast.
Exactly.
Yeah, everyone turns in for the night. Everyone who's lightly wounded, so less than double toughness bonus in wounds, is going to get 1 health back. Nobody who was heavily wounded did nothing for the last 24 hours. Nobody who was critically damaged. Yeah, nobody was critically damaged. Well, nobody is critically damaged anymore. All right. And then other squads take watch. Sun rises, and who's the most responsible person who would be up first?
Probably the commissar
All
and
right.
the tech priests.
Yeah, so
Wait, we
Commissar.
sleep?
You go into a low power mode to recharge all your cybernetics.
Do 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 do. Standby mode.
Um, yeah, Commissar, you would wake up. There's a note, like, stuck into the door jamb that says, meet in mess hall, word from other pilots. Yeah, it's pretty sparse. The Valkyrie pilot, crewmate, it was the crew chief. My brain is just scattered as all hell today. The Valkyrie's crew chief waved you over, and then shoos off the 2 people he was talking to, and they'll head over a couple tables to give you some space.
Yeah.
Uh,
Good morning, Chief.
Good morning, Commissar. Trust your men are being taken care of well.
Most excellently.
Good. I'm sure you saw the note. Caught some rumors that there was some movement down southeast about 30, 50 kilometers, somewhere in that ballpark. They weren't able to triangulate their position very well. So it seems like there's some warp storm rolling in or some such. Nothing we should be too worried about, but it sounds like it's going to be throwing off our orbital navigation for some time.
Well,
You have a,
the warp does that, but good to know. Thank you very much.
of course, if you have a Fox, I'll give you our. Oh, you already have our platoon net, I guess, 'cause you did find your way here. I can't imagine why else you would be here unless you were following Fox trails.
Indeed.
You were following Fox, right? All right. All right. Well, we'll keep you updated if we get any new word on either the warp storm or any people being suspicious. Or Xenos, I suppose. Can't help them as people after all.
Indeed. Certainly not people worth saving.
No, but they can be made useful before they die.
Like a bucket of gasoline before you light it on fire.
Well, gasoline is pretty rare these days.
Well, no, what do they? Promethium, that's what they use. Yeah.
Quite so, Commissar.
Well, thanks a lot, Chief. That certainly helps us out. Let me know if there's anything I can ever do for you.
Of course, Commissar. It's been a pleasure. I hope to hear news of your great success soon.
Me too. And, exchange the proper pleasantries and return to the squad room. Unless he's got more.
No. All right. All right, and with that, the day is yours. The truck has been repaired. Wounds have been tended to.
Okay. Yeah, everyone's good to go, right? No one's still an invalid from that fight.
I mean,
I have 7 out of 10 wounds.
Gusha has nice new scars.
I still have that cranial fracture.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
you'll
should
be
probably spend at
fine.
least a day for the criticals.
But we do have a
Pretty
hot
good.
new lead, courtesy of our Valkyrie pilots. And it sounds like, the Psyker being at 7 out of 10 wounds, I mean, just keep your head down and use your psychic abilities. Same with the Tech Priest. And it should be all good, right?
I will likely die if I get shot again.
I'll be right
Oh,
back.
Well, just don't get shot.
Wonders for me.
most of the squad will be able to get more first aid treatment like early afternoon. So you can't just wait a while, set out after first aid gets gets handed out, and then turn it into a night op if you'd like. Or you can wait another day. Choice is yours.
I'd suggest we wait another day.
Why? But every time we have D&D, I really need to sneeze, and it just never happens. I might be allergic to being a nerd.
Stare at a bright light. Blink fast.
I think that counts as like heresy or perhaps hate speech.
Huh?
No, him being allergic to being a nerd.
That's just par for the course.
Well, it's 40K. If it's hate
Blasphemy.
speech, that's good, unless it's hatred towards the Imperium, in which case
It's heresy.
there's no person anymore.
All right, well, yeah, with the squad this injured, we should probably still wait the day.
All right.
Otherwise, we'll lose our Tech Priest / medic.
Well, just
All right,
give him the same advice you got the Psyker. Keep your head down, use your psychic powers, as if that's not exactly what got him into that mess. Yeah. Yeah, you're able to stay the day. If you'd like to do another round of first aid tests, the other squad's medic will be on hand to assist with that.
All right. Then I think you said that out of like time sensitive issues, we can just assume my fellowship check works for the Inspire.
Yeah.
So plus
right.
10 to that.
I roll for Gilbert. Gilbert roll for the other two. Does anybody else actually have injury? Sent, do you have any wound, or are you full up?
I'm good.
All right. So yeah, it's
What-
just Gilbert,
What are these other two that I'm rolling for?
the Psyker and the Ogren.
Okay.
I don't think it would be beneficial for you to roll for yourself because of the big modifier.
You don't think it would be beneficial if I rolled for myself?
The big negative
Yeah.
modifier.
There's a big negative modifier
there's a
for
big negative.
self-treatment, whereas I have a 37 plus the 30 from the test and the Medicaid. I'm at least decent at it.
That's plus 30 from the med kit.
Plus 20
since
from the
you're-
med kit. Go ahead.
Since you're trained and using an advanced medkit, I'm going to bring it up to a plus 30. Plus 10 from the commissar, plus 10 from the other squad's medic helping, and then any other modifiers. Let's see, that's numbers. Gilbert, who were those 2, 4? That's for Ogryn and
The
Psyker in that order.
the Psyker and the Ogryn.
All right, Psyker. That's your int. Keep calling it a modifier. Your int bonus alone is enough for the Psyker's remaining 3 wounds. The Ogryn gets 5, 8, 9, 10, 105. So that'd be 9 degrees of success plus 1 would be 10. Plus your int bonus is 15 wounds back to the Ogryn.
Yay! The Ogryn is healed.
And then SV, you've got
My base is 3 plus whatever modifiers.
3, 7. You were looking for you were looking for a 77 or below. You got a 70, so that's a degree of success plus 1 plus your int modifier.
5 wounds for Gilbert.
Let's see. I'm actually going to double check the first aid and see if I'm just remembering the wrong
That is
skill.
just barely enough. Or wait, no. It's counting up. All right, I am still slightly injured.
It's made a small goof for first aid on critical damage. It's a -10 for every point of critical damage. So if you're at -7 wounds, that's a -70, but it's capped out at -60. But that's just something to remember going forward. All right.
I'll be right back.
All right, so you got a quiet day in camp. I assume you guys are going to be just doing regular field exercises, weapon maintenance. Any partially drained or completely drained las weapon power packs will be refilled by this point. They do have chargers at this base being set up now. And you are able to get the full day without anything remarkable happening. Set up for the night. You are able to take a watch if you'd like, but that is entirely up to your discretion.
Yeah, they're letting us sleep in their tents. We might as well make sure the tents don't get burned down.
Oh yeah.
Well, they watched our ass when we were hurt, so, us watching their ass and letting them just get a good night's sleep is a decent way to repay that type of favor. And lets them know we're not entirely ungrateful asses.
Yeah, and they're keeping like a token force, like an extra 2 people from their squad on watch at a time, but they're cycling out to get properly rested.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a calm night. Nothing really happens. Night passes. Shortly after sunrise, the other platoon's second squad walks back in on foot. Looks like they've got some bullet damage to their armor, but no untreated injuries.
What direction were they on patrol?
To the southwest.
Wasn't that where that pilot said there was activity?
Southwest. They might have been a little bit further west, but in that area.
Okay. All right.
Also depends on how far they went.
Yeah. Well, then I would end up sitting in on the debrief when the squad returns.
Yeah,
Just
given that
to
you're
prep ourselves.
a commissar, they've got no objections to it.
Mhm.
The long and short of it is that there's mostly scouting parties of orcs in that direction. Occasionally there will be a person who they can't figure out why they joined up with the orcs, but they seem to be sporting green body paint and acting like ferals.
I'm back.
Welcome back. They do make mention of the Eldar that they were in a mutually beneficial agreement of killing the orcs instead of each other, with jumping in on occasion, but not often. It's unclear why they jumped in the first place and why they didn't at other times, but they're more of a help than a hindrance.
Oh. Well, then for now, we'll abide them.
Yeah, debriefing only takes like 10 minutes, unless you've got anything you want to ask.
No, it's more just because we're about to head out in the same direction. Having an idea of what we're walking into is a good idea.
All right. Yeah, that's the gist of the debrief.
We're able to
All
get
right.
more ammo, yeah?
What was that?
We're able to get more ammo, yeah?
Any las weapon power packs that have been partially or completely drained do have the opportunity to get charged by solar, and they also just have charging stations set up by now.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
What about physical bullets? Can I raid an ammo crate and nobody will notice an extra mag missing?
You can stop in at the armory. That's the word. Given that you're a heavy gunner, it wouldn't be outside of your what's the word? Purview to check in on ammo supplies, because that is something that is immediately relevant to your combat effectiveness.
All
I mean,
right.
I'm the heavy gunner, but yeah.
Ah, I am getting you mixed up
I
then.
bring Arcan with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, if a heavy gunner, weapon specialist, or a tech priest is seen in the armory, they're just expected to be belonging there. So nobody's going to ask questions if either of you or Gilbert show up in the armory unannounced.
Okay.
We do make their damn ammo, after all.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, if they don't get any answers, they just chalk it up to taking inventory. Yeah, if you're going to be pilfering some solid shot ammo, are you pilfering or are you asking for it?
I'll ask for the ammo, but I'll pilfer some grenades.
All right. And you're just getting what, regular heavy stubber ammo?
No auto gun. I just need one mag.
Autogun.
I have the mag. I just don't have the bullets. I empty the mag.
Ah, I see. Go ahead and give me a charm, commerce, or command test.
Hmm.
Or to see if you're
Fellowship or intelligence.
all right. That is 2 degrees of success.
I'm not knowledgeable in any of these, so take the one that I have the highest score for.
Yeah. So you go in asking for some just standard 7.62 ammo. That's relatively standard for the fleet's auto guns. And the quartermaster looks you up and down, sees your auto gun. He's like, "Yeah, I can spare a couple mags. I'll swap out that empty one, save you the time of refilling it." He'll lean down under a counter. Seems like he's got some of the smallest stuff down there just on hand for people who come in to get it topped off.
Mm.
And then you also wanted to pilfer some, did I hear? Or some grenades?
Yeah, just walking by a grenade crate and, grab one or two as we're walking. I am a scavenger after all.
Yeah, go ahead, and I think this would fall under sleight of hand or stealth, whichever you prefer.
We'll go stealth.
Stealth might not get you as much, but if you're trained in being hidden, it's maybe better than grabbing more.
Yeah. Well, it's a difference of I have stealth knowledge. I don't have sleight of hand knowledge, so I'd have the -20 on sleight of hand.
Yeah. All right.
Sure. Now I'm fucking rolling low. Couldn't do that for my requisitions.
Upper tech priest. Yeah.
I'm pretty
There's
stealthy for a tech priest.
Yeah, there's a box of explosives. Is just labeled explosives. Just on the other side of the counter, you're able to quickly slip a hand in while he's in his little ammo bin. You're able to get we'll call that 3 grenades. On a quick glance, it looks like 2 frag and 1 crack grenade.
Take it.
Yeah, you stick those under your Mechanicus cloak, and the quartermaster comes back up from his counter, hands you a pair of autogun mags that are fully loaded. Then is effectively just swapping out your 1 empty for 2 full. Greatest trade
I'll
deal
take
in the
that.
history of the Mechanicus.
I am okay with getting an extra mag, because who knows when we'll be back to get ammo.
Yeah, it seems to be a fairly common sentiment among the fleet.
But yeah, I'll thank him, say the correct good days for the Mechanicus, give him my best Mr. Burns impression, and turn around and walk away. And then I'm sure there'll be a scene simulated.
I'm just picturing like on the inner eye a list of like pre-approved platitudes.
Even worse, it's a polite Skitarii assassin.
But then, yeah, as I turn and walk away, I'm sure there is a Groundhog's Day armored truck moment.
Only faintly and in the background.
He looks down in the explosive crate and starts counting on his fingers.
Yeah. Anything else before you head out into the field?
Nope.
All
Unless somebody
right.
wants me to steal more shit.
You couldn't find Bane, but you do find a blade. Bane is probably in Gotham trying to beat the crap out of Batman.
Well, then I suppose we begin and leave.
All right, but you're heading out then, chugging along in your truck, hoofing it on foot.
I believe we're taking our repaired truck and we're heading out. Yeah, and load
All
everybody
right.
up. I take my seat, taking shotgun, and SV's in the driver's seat. Got
Very nice.
our Ogren, and Arkham just sitting like in the back of the truck, one facing forward with the autocannon, one facing back.
Machine gun. Daka daka.
Yeah, the next
Yeah,
next truck upgrade we'll do will be tripod mounts for you guys.
There's a little bungee cord in the bed, so you can stick that onto like a baby harness for your heavy gunner sticking out the tail of the truck, so it doesn't fall off with an open bed.
Yes.
Yeah, as you make your way southwest, after the first kilometer that is cleared, the forest is fairly sparse for a couple kilometers. And 4 or 5 kilometers in, it starts getting much denser. Strangely dense for what would be expected of natural growth, but this whole planet seems fairly overgrown. Get to 10 kilometers. It's almost too overgrown to bring the truck in at speed, and you can either try to like drift through the trees, or you can just bring the speed down, and it's assumed you're a competent enough driver to not crash at 5 miles an hour.
Well, I would leave that to SV's discretion.
Maintain the speed until I can't, then I'll slow down to, the 10 to 20 mile an hour range. And then if it keeps getting more dense after that, then yeah, I would slow down to a crawl. No point in barreling through the forest.
Well,
Especially
there
if
is
it's
a
dense
point
enough.
sometimes. Most of the times it's because you're an orc, though. And we won't want that kind. Yeah, you're able to keep it, like, even at the thickest part, at a brisk jog. And at this point, I think I will ask for... Hey, Psyker, do you have any points in sinus science?
I am trained.
Wonderful. Could you go ahead and roll me that for no reason at all? Haha, I promise. And then,
I am one with the warp.
No, that's a bad thing.
Quick, Commissar, shoot him!
Good job,
Ow.
Commissar.
Ouchie. Oof.
Yeah, Valdrick, you're not sure exactly why, but you just really feel like you should be fighting something right now. And a couple seconds pass and you're able to get a hold of yourself. But the warp's being oddly fighty right now. And it seems to be affecting at least you.
Guys, the warp is blessing us. It wants us to kill some Xenos, the heretics.
And then you're talking along at your... Who is that? Oh, he's back.
Com check?
I hear you.
I hear him.
Okay, alright. Never mind. That explains what the issue was. It was my
What'd you do,
internet.
Gilbert? Oh. Yeah. as the psyker lets you know that the orc is the warp is being fighty. If I could get awareness test from all of you.
Awareness. I'm not
Indubitably.
very aware.
Me too? Or did I pass that with the just
You
the sign of science?
can. Sign of science is why you're making this test, but
All right. So according to this, I have 1 pip. What does that mean?
It's flat.
That is your perception that you're looking for.
Yeah, without a
does it
pip, it's
mean?
minus 20.
Okay, so with a pip, it's what?
Perception.
Just flat against your perception.
I failed.
Uh-huh. All right.
We're not the most perceptive bunch.
Well,
Just
with
keep
enough
trucking.
people, yeah, I'm sure it's nothing. Don't worry about it. The warp's just being fighty. The warp does that sometimes.
I'm more concerned with watching the psyker than the outside at this point, just to make sure he's about to like just start turning into a demon.
All right.
I mean,
You're chugging along. Your engine starts getting a bit louder. Normally that happens when you go faster, but you're keeping the same speed. And starts getting weirdly loud. Almost like there's a second. Oh, there's gunfire. You're being shot at. I believe everyone has rapid reaction.
we should. I believe that's part of our
Yes.
squad thing.
Go ahead and roll me an agility test as the party is being ambushed. Hmm.
Does everybody roll the agility?
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody with the rapid reaction talent, which comes as part of the regimental training.
Okay, so we all roll the one. What?
Agility.
Agility.
Agility. Okay.
Flat no mod.
Correct.
I failed.
I will double check what an ambush does. I guess I would be surprised.
Oh, you think? I
Oh,
mean,
there's
imagine
nothing in
an
the
ambush
index.
making us surprised. Wow.
Yeah, there's nothing in the index for ambush. So, looking at surprise for the next 241. All right. Surprise. All right. During the first round of combat, a surprise character loses his turn and cannot use reactions because he's been caught unawares by his enemy. All right. That is. I'm going to assume the Ogryn's agility is not 37. Is that correct?
He said he failed.
Ah, all right. Surprise. More non-surprised attacker receives a plus 30 bonus to weapon skill and ballistic skill tests made to attack a surprised target. All right. As some orc commandos. If I can find the stat block for them, I know I have it somewhere. My notes are a mess because I keep looking for something in the wrong book. I remember the important numbers at least. Orcs Commandos are going to be rolling initiative. And now we should have everyone rolling initiative, actually. Yeah, thank you.
What's initiative? Sorry.
It's a D10 plus your agility bonus, or since Mu Theta has a talent called Combat Formation, it's +1 plus Mu Theta's intelligence bonus of 5. So your agility +1 or Mu Theta's 5 + 1.
Minister.
Yeah.
Initiative.
Okay. What is initiative?
D10 plus 6.
D10 plus 6.
All right. And then I think it was it just Mu Theta and SV that succeeded on the agility test?
I believe
I
so.
believe so.
All right. So, Arcan, you are caught unawares by this ambush. You lose your turn and your reaction for the first round.
Okay.
SV, you are able to react rapidly to this ambush. You see off to the right of the truck, there are 4 orc commandos and what looks like a 5th orc in the back, but it's a little bit hard to see through the foliage.
In a vehicle?
Uh, they are on 2 war bikes.
5 guys on 2 bikes.
They're orcs. One is 2 dudes. The other is 2 dudes, and then a third on the second guy's shoulders.
Ah. 3 orcs in a trench coat. Really big trench coat. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to they're over on the right, so I'll take a hard left and start cutting through foliage to give everybody a chance to shoot back at him because, well, I see him. I don't know if anybody else has yet.
All right. Yeah, I mean, the ambush is sprung. Everyone sees them. It's just you and Mu Theta are the only ones able to react to them right now.
But yeah, just path of least resistance, obviously. So I'm going to look for wherever the biggest gaps are and stuff like that, so that I can move as quickly as possible.
All right. Go ahead and give me, where did I put the skills? Operate or navigate surface at your discretion.
Right.
Either plotting the best course or just gunning it and improvising.
Yeah, we're gunning it and improvising. Because I have both of those trained to 10, so my agility is higher. Ooh, not high enough. I shall call upon the fates.
Uh, Also, did look into it during the week. You do get a little bit more out of full action just gunning it than just doubling your movement speed. It's not a whole lot if I remember right, but where is vehicle actions? That overview. Where are vehicles? Here's vehicles. Floor it. Vehicle moves twice its tactical speed, can only turn once, makes difficult -10 operate test. For this, I'll also allow navigation, but sounds like that's worse anyways. At the end of his move, if he succeeds at the end of his move, he can move an additional 5 meters plus 5 meters for every additional degree of success.
Okay, so I'm at -10.
It's a -10 operate test. You get
Okay.
double your movement speed and then an extra 5 at the end of it for every degree of success. If
Okay.
you fail, you just don't get extra movement.
Okay. Well, I am
in either
spending my
case-
fate, so
Yeah, in either case, all shooting at or from the vehicle is at -20 until the beginning of your next turn.
okay. Good to know.
And then if you fail by 5 or more degrees, the vehicle goes out of controls. Or crashes. Since it's a tracked or wheeled vehicle, it'll be out of control. Skimmers crash. And
Alright.
walkers just can't take the floor at action.
Well, with all of that new information, I will still be using my fate point to reroll that. I will be adding the -10 mod to it, though. Ooh.
All right, that is 2 degrees of success. So you go double your tactical speed. With 2 degrees of success will get you an extra 10 meters, so you get 50 meters of movement.
All right. Well, that's all I do.
All right. From SB to DM2. What is... This is the one that I needed to have up and I couldn't find, so we're just going to pretend that he's a normal dude right now. And he's going to shoot at the back of the truck. Not very well because he's got a -20 and not a great ballistic skill. And his shots go wide, high, wide in the other direction. One pings off the back of the bed of the truck and then deflects into the ground. He is hitting everywhere except for where he was aiming, as is typical of the orcs. Commissar, I believe you are surprised. Gutgasha was also surprised. Valdrick, surprised. Exactly. Mu Theta.
Take cover, pew pew.
All right. The orcs are, so you got 50 meters away, so they'd be 80 meters behind you now. And there is enough in added armor that you are effectively in cover, except for your head and your shooting arm if you're just sitting in the bed.
Okay. I do overcharge shooty. Pew pew.
Very nice.
Any modifiers to my roll I should be aware of?
Because SB is flooring it, you're at a -20 to hit. Actually, though, because you're shooting a larger, because this is something I also forgot, because you're shooting a target that is larger than medium-sized, the bikes themselves are a size 5 object, so you get a +10. Normal people are size 4, so it's a flat roll. Smaller creatures, each,
No dice.
well, there's dice right there. It just didn't quite work.
That's all I can do.
Yeah, so size goes from 1 to 10. Humans are 4. They're considered the standard. Anything above that, each point above is a +10 to your hit. Each point below is a -10. So something I will have to remember sometimes. All right. Theta, no dice. DM1. The orcs are gonna gun it. Uh-huh. All right. So the orcs are giving chase. The bike on, from your truck perspective, the passenger side, is roughly keeping pace with your truck. The other bike hits a weird stump overgrowth and, wow, my words are not working right. Like, you know how sometimes the roots of trees will pop up above ground and then go back? It's one of those. Does a flip, crashes, and both the orcs fall off into the brush. But that was the one with the 2 orcs, not the 3 orcs. So, then the last passenger is going to be shooting. And he misses wildly, even more wildly than the previous guy. And that is their turn. Arcan.
Oh, goody. Well, first, I'm going to brace my heavy stubber.
Mm-hmm.
Then you need to make sure of how much action that is.
Half action.
Ah, excellent. Then I shall do full auto burst on one.
Given that the bed itself is a relatively static object, you can just assume to have your gun braced if you want.
No. Oh, hell yeah, I'll do that. Then I will aim and then do full auto burst.
Very nice.
Which then makes my ballistic skill test a flat roll.
If I remember right, you can have your comrade stabilize your gun as a heavy loader or a heavy gunner talent.
I have a comrade.
All guardsmen, Ogryn, and Rattling all have comrades.
Yeah.
It just basically recruits that do menial stuff like suppressing, well, sort of suppressing fire. That's a very distinct mechanic. Volley fire, that's the word I'm looking for. For you, it's more beneficial to use the stabilized talent because that turns the -10 from full auto into a +10 from stabilized.
Yes, I like that one better.
All right. And then you also get a +10 because the motorcycle that the orc is riding is a larger than human-sized target.
Even better. So plus 20 then. Yes?
Indubitably.
Ooh, I like that. All right.
On top of your normal aim modifier.
That's a plus 30. Even better. All right.
Actually, what's the effective range of your gun? 100?
100 meters.
They,
Yes.
you'd also have a +10 from being in short range because they did give chase and they're 30 meters away right now.
Oh, I like this even better.
I will eventually remember modifiers well.
We all will in time.
It's funny you think so.
I like to be optimistic. Anyway, I'm going to give him the business.
The business.
Yeah, that's the business.
The business.
It's business.
That looks like 7 degrees of success.
Indeed. And so that'd be 8 bullets if I do my math right.
It is 1 hit per degree of success unless you have something that adds to that.
Ah, so just 7. Yeah, close enough. That's still a lot of bullets.
That is a lot of bullets. I, for one, would not want to be hit by 750 cal bullets.
And even better, I took Mighty Shot before with my XP, so now I get to add half the ballistic skill to the damage. That
Oh,
ballistic
very
skill
nice.
bonus. Otherwise, that'd be a lot of damage.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's still a lot of damage.
That is a lot of damage.
Go ahead and roll me a d5. Because that is a Righteous Fury.
Righteous dude.
Ba-ba-ba.
And this is all with Pen 3 ammo.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Oh, uh-huh. An internal gas line bursts. I don't think orcs have those, so an external gas line bursts, unleashing an opaque but non-lethal cloud within the crew compartment. They also don't have those. One member of the crew or a passenger must dedicate their entire next round to closing the leak. No test required. They just spend a full action. All actions taken within the vehicle by any crew suffer a -20 penalty until the leak has been sealed. Yeah, so you hit some kind of fuel that the orcs are fucking orcs about, and they have it running right behind the front wheel of their bike.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, if they put gas in both of the wheels, it'll make it go faster than just gas into the engine.
Obviously.
But there is a big spray of gas going up into their face now.
Delicious.
The orcs think it's hilarious too.
Well, at least
Alright.
we agree on that. Wait, does that make me a heretic?
That sounds
Never
like a
say
question
Moses
for the
over Peter.
commissar.
Sorry.
But that's 2 half actions.
Mm-hmm.
All right. SV, it is your turn.
More zoomies.
More zoomies.
And since they negate each other, I'll just roll it flat. Well, not 5. So we just go faster.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you get a couple weird skids as your tires can't quite get enough traction to haul ass through all this overgrown brush, but you don't go spinning or flipping or anything, so it's not terrible. But it's a full round action. That would make it DM2. This guy, this weird boy, is going to channel the power of the Wa. Nice. And as he yells, Wa! And he is going to be pointing at your truck and everyone in the bed. And a big bolt of lightning is going to go over the bed of the truck and through the back of the cabin and out the front window, narrowly missing just about everybody. Then, Perils of the Law. I'll have to find that later, but I don't think he explodes, so let's put him on the back burner. Commissar, it is your turn once again. Well, it is your turn for the first time, I guess. The orc bike is gunning it for your truck, yes. Shooting the crew rather than the vehicle is a called shot at -20, but they are within your effective range. Yes. That is unfortunate. All right. And is that your turn?
That's all.
All right. I'm going to need to figure out a better spot to keep my initiative. Gotcha. Mister.
Yes, is it my turn?
It is. The arc truck is about 80 meters. No, it'd be 70 meters behind you. That is within your gun's short range, if I remember right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna open up. Yeah. Gash is just gonna point and click. So what is that plus what?
All right. Short range gives a +10. Burst fire gives a -10. Since it's a size larger than a person, it is at a +10. And if you're half action aiming, you're at another +10. And if you're having your comrade volley fire, that's another +5. So if you're putting you, all right, yeah, +5, or +10 for that too. So if you're putting your full turn into shooting the shit out of this motorcycle, it's a +35.
I think I did that wrong.
A little bit wrong. You did ask it to confirm that 100 is not less than or equal to 82. All right, that is going to hit. Um,
$17, and it has a pin of 6.
uh-huh. Where did I put the core book for trucks, vehicles getting shot to shit? Uh-huh, that's the hull. All right. Yeah, that. Yeah, so you put one of your shells straight over its wheel and through the engine block of the motorcycle that they're hauling ass on. The motorcycle explodes. You are effectively out of initiative. They don't have the means to keep up with you anymore.
Did we confirm all of those orcs are dead?
No, you're out of initiative because the orcs don't have the means to keep up with you anymore. You
Oh, we're gonna
haven't
keep
confirmed
firing.
they're dead, so you can circle back and
I'll say, look over at the commissar. Shall we go confirm the deaths? Ensure there are no more? Yeah, I'll circle back to the circle back, double tap.
yeah, and as you're circling back, one of the commandos and their weird boy both try and spring up, except the weird boy is a weird boy. As soon as he starts trying to channel the Wa, he explodes. And the other commando is knocked off his aim by that, and you're able to gun him down without any problems.
Alright. Then yeah, all the way back to where the other bike crashed to make sure all those guys are dead.
Or die.
Yeah. The bike is a mangled wreck that is impaled into a tree and crumpled up, and the two orcs are another 20 meters beyond that, with most of their front half skidded off onto the ground, and that entire 20-meter stretch is just orc bits.
Ooh.
Excellent. Turn back around onward.
All right. You're able to turn around, continue chugging along. Chug, chug, chug. Where did I put my notes? After a couple more kilometers, you do see what looks like some very poorly maintained trench networks that were roughly the age of the initial ones that you found when you landed on the planet. Seem to be long abandoned. Well, I guess it would be closer to foxholes than a trench network, but it looks like it's just some dug-in positions that were made in a hurry and then connected later and then built up a bit. Assuming that's you don't want to go by the silence. You can check it out or you can keep going.
I mean, if there's no obvious signs of life, I can look over at the commissar and shrug.
Yeah. All right. All right. You move on. You do hear over. You still have your Vox speed scanning frequencies for activity, right? Or was it Vox speed or Voxcaster?
Yeah, we had a normal 100-kilometer box thingamabobber.
All right.
That he was scanning passively.
Yeah. You do hear over one of the militia nets that there's some truck passing checkpoint Charlie, heading south.
I didn't know Berlin was on this planet.
Dude, it's orcs. Everything's weird. Of course there's Berlin.
Yeah, fair enough.
As you keep chugging along, eventually you do see looks like 2 people from the local militia in ghillie suits. One of them waves you down, and looks like they are lightly equipped right now. I was going to ask you the same. Weren't expecting any other task force out in this area.
Well, we ran into some orcs, but no, we're continuing with our mission to try to find some traders. Haven't had any luck so far.
Peter. Oh, you're hunting more of those ferals?
Yeah.
Uh,
Have you seen them?
Not in the last day or so. Last I saw them, well, if you just keep on your path, you'll probably run into them in 15, 20 clicks.
Okay. That matches with what the air recon was telling us. So, thanks. Good to know it's still valid.
Yeah. Do you know when the reinforcements are supposed to arrive? They're checks his chrono. 3 hours overdue, but well, they weren't supposed to be driving a truck. I'm going to assume it's not you.
I haven't heard anything on our Vox, just about a truck passing Checkpoint Charlie.
Yeah, well, that was you. You did see the trench network up a ways, right?
Yeah, there's that trench network. There's one way further east where we originally dropped on the planet side as well, but again, not well maintained, looks abandoned.
Depending on how far east, our group's only stretching maybe another 3 kilometers, but we're really spread out. Most of us are in 2-man teams. Got maybe a quarter of the size we want for an area this big. Well, either way, it's good to see you here. We could really use the extra manpower, whether you're just stopping in or staying for the long fight.
Well, if there's something in particular that's causing you problems, I'm more than happy to run over and blow the shit out of it.
Yours. They're nothing but problems. But unless you know a way to get rid of the Yorks tonight without exploding the planet, nothing in particular. It's just a constant badgering. Would never get reinforcements or resupplies on time.
Oh. Well, that's why the Emperor protects, because Munitorum sure as hell isn't.
Been a while since I've met a commissar with a sense of humor.
All right, well, you guys keep doing what you're doing. Keep an eye out. We ran some commandos a way back, so they got some sneaky gets around here.
Yeah, my guys have been hunting them for the last month with various degrees of success. Seems like we kill one and 3 more pop up.
Orcs.
Orcs. Well, best of luck, Commissar. Stay safe.
You as well. You can reach Suncom Beat if an emergency comes up. Otherwise, I'll talk to you guys later.
Likewise, but we might be a little bit slower to respond. We're all on foot.
Yep, understood.
Yep.
I put my head back in. All right, SV. Just continue on our way. They're friendlies.
SV takes his hand off his power sword. Starts driving again.
You do hear the sporadic chatter. It sounds like you're getting into their Vox network range now. Doesn't seem to be very long, but you hear things like Bravo, Bravo, 3 foot or 3 on foot, heading east, your direction. A lot of chatter like that.
Mm-hmm.
Occasionally, you hear what sounds like high caliber weapons firing off in the distance. And then a lot of orc shooters. And then it gets silent. And then another high caliber gun. Seems to be the local ambiance is gunfire. All right, and you're just proceeding south-ish towards the orcs.
Well, if they're the ones that have the ferals, then yeah, I suppose that's where we go.
All right. Due south. The gunfire and the radio chatter gets more and less intense, on and off. And can I get another round of awareness tests? As well as a navigate surface test. A pro tip, don't drink 3-day-old coffee. Does not taste great.
Dump it back in the coffee maker, put new grounds in. That way you retain all the caffeine and lose all the shitty flavor.
Science.
I can't drive, I can't see.
I can see.
All right. So anybody who had 2 degrees of failure or more, so 2, 3, 4, so on degrees of failure, will not notice. Anyone who only had 1 degree of failure or any amount of success will notice that to your roughly 1 o'clock is where there's the most gunfire, and it sounds the least orky.
What if we succeed?
If you succeed, that's what you notice. If you fail
Okay.
by 1, you also notice that, because I forgot modifiers are the same, are a thing, and I also forgot how to use my words apparently, again, for like the 5th time tonight. But it sounds like those are closer to Imperial bullets than to Orc bullets on both ends of the firefight. And if you're targeting the ferals, you can turn in that direction easily enough. And then I need a minute for this. All right, never mind. Just my dog trying to fight a squirrel again. Where is my notes? I am great at losing that. So you're able to turn towards the more Imperial guns if you'd like.
I wouldn't tell you where it's coming from, sir. Like, ah, yes, the Imperial guns sound to be coming from our 1 o'clock.
SV pulls out an old pocket watch and holds it flat. Oh, 1 o'clock's that way. Okay.
Well, you think your chrono's going to be a digital interface? No, those are expensive.
If you're on the Mechanicus, you get digital.
Yeah, you're able to turn that direction, and given that you are hearing small arms fire distinctly, it's probably going to be within the next kilometer or so. Are you going to be driving in that direction, or are you going to be walking?
Do we think the gunfire is loud enough to drown the truck?
To a degree. At some point, the truck will be heard between the gunfire, but where exactly that will be for range will depend mostly on who's listening.
All right. So we currently hear two groups firing, and we have a rough idea that they're both Imperial, and we have a rough idea one is larger than the other.
So, yeah, based off of the gunfire and how the local ambiance is going, it sounds like generally the firefights are like 1 to 300 meters apart on each side. And there's a relatively distinct difference between the amount of fire. So you can usually tell that it's a small group of snipers shooting at and then getting return fired by a much larger group.
And those two soldiers we seen at the checkpoint, they did not have long-range ballistic weapons such as sniper rifles.
Those guys had pistols like in hand, but they had a rifle nearby, like just propped up against a tree because they were expecting friendlies. They have long range weapons. They have sniper rifles, but they knew that you were a friendly truck, so they were just going to you with pistols.
Okay.
Not a
So who we know as friendlies is most likely the snipers, and that large group of auto fire is likely the ferals.
that is a relatively safe assumption, yes.
Charge the ferals or support the allies? Charge the ferals. I head towards the largest amount of gunfire I can hear.
All right. But go ahead and make me. It's called a -30 stealth test. 'Cause you got a lot of gunfire covering you, but trucks are kind of loud at some point. Actually, -20. Hmm.
I mean, I don't think we were going for stealthy. So if we're loud, oh well, Ogren starts shooting sooner.
Yeah, I mean, you know, like we knew we were going into combat. We're not going to be surprised. We may have just
So-
failed to surprise them is the only issue.
So Under, I did hear you start to say something and then get cut off immediately. Whatever it was did not come through.
I said we're not really, you know, like everyone's, you know, aware that we're going into combat. We're not going to be surprised. All we've done is miss the opportunity to surprise the enemy.
Right. Because they were preoccupied with a current firefight, there was a chance that you'd get a surprise round. But not on a 96, unfortunately. Anyways, I think this is where we'll call initiative. Actually, it is getting kind of late. Is anybody going to have to be leaving soon?
I'm good.
I'm good.
All right. Initiative it is. Ah, yes. The Ogren. Get Gasha.
Well, it's a typo, but
all
I'm
the
leaving
bits.
it because I like it.
All right. Yeah, so as you're cruising along at maximum sustainable speed towards these ferals, the forest does have a spot where it starts clearing up a bit, and you're able to see 3 distinct groups of 10 people with really shitty autoguns about 150 meters away. It looks like the nearest one has noticed you and yells out to his buddies in a horrible mockery of bastardized low Gothic. You can barely make out enough, but only enough to hate it.
Oh, I would like to test the panel behind the pedal to see how well Mufid installed it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Go ahead and give me... Where the hell is... What's the driving skill? Operate?
Floor it.
Yeah.
So minus 10. Surface operate.
Yeah. That looks like 3 degrees of success.
Indeed.
So you're able to get to 95 meters range with your turn.
Okay.
All right. Gut Gasha. That brings us to you.
Good, gotcha.
There's a bunch of ferals with shitty autoguns, like 100 meters away from you.
How far?
95 meters.
Oh, I can still fire with my autocannon at that range.
Oh yeah, your autocannon is, I think, the largest or the longest range infantry weapon.
Air quotes around infantry.
Well, it is an infantry weapon. In theory, Arcan can use it,
Yeah.
even if it weighs more than he does.
All right, what's the plus 35?
Uh,
What?
Most of them hasn't gone yet, so it's only a plus 25. You don't have the Commissar's
All right.
inspiring speech yet.
All right, 25. Okay, that's. Wow. Wow, that's a great shot.
Wow. Go ahead and roll me 3 damage. That's going to hurt them a lot.
28. My God. 28 points of big damage.
Go ahead and roll me 2 more damage rolls. You got, is that 5 degrees of success on your burst fire?
Oh, okay. So I roll 2 more times?
Yes. Uh-huh. And can you also give me a D5? Because you did get a Righteous Fury. Very nice. Rulebook, critical effects are damage and repair tab, probably.
I'll blow up whatever's in front of me.
Yeah, you take down 6 of those guys, because your shells are meant for light vehicles, and these are just a dude with a t-shirt and a shitty rifle. They get Space K-47s and a pair of slippers as their standard war gear. That closest group of 10 is a group of 4 now, and that guy is having a very miserable day. All 4 of them are, actually.
So what you're saying is we're actively reenacting Vietnam.
Yeah. Remember,
A little
it's
bit
not
of
against the
bushwhacker.
it's not against the Geneva Convention if Geneva is far enough away.
It's not a war crime the first time.
Yeah, and that first guy you hit, you caved in his rib cage and sent it out through his spine and into the guy behind him.
Nice.
All right, but I believe that is your turn.
Yeah.
Mu Theta.
Pew pew. Take cover.
All right. Go ahead and roll a pew pew. Uh-huh. Was this single fire or your burst fire?
Single fire.
Go ahead and roll your damage. And give me a D5 while you're at it. Uh-huh. Energy critical effects. Head. 5. Plus, oh. Okay.
Critical effects on head. What head?
Yeah, basically, your lasgun shot sets this guy's head on fire. And he screams, drops, and then his head starts melting while he's dying on the floor. All right. Anything else you'd like to do?
Take cover.
All right. Commissar.
How far are we from these guys?
95 meters. Well, since you've
Okay.
destroyed most of their closest squad, 100 now, but
Fair enough. All right. Well, I shall inspire everyone. All right. Everyone is inspired as I do say. Do try to take one of them alive, if at all reasonably possible. And then
after someone's head has been melted by lasgun fire and another guy's ribcage was turned into shrapnel.
Well, I want to be clear. I'm only asking for one prisoner. So I really don't care if they wiped out a good chunk of the squad. And then I'm going to shoot one. Oh,
I believe that is a hit.
Yeah. Let's see. Lasgun. Oh, God.
Uh-huh. Go ahead and roll me a D5. I think 87 is a body shot. Where is that little chart?
I'll use...
no, right leg. Energy crit 1. Blast energy sears the flesh and bone of the target's leg, leaving Yeah, you've burnt this guy's leg through all of his skin and muscle and down to his bone and probably out the backside. And he drops.
Yeah.
That guy's super fucking dead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like the cops are like, take one of them alive, and then he just proceeds to just immediately like one-shot a guy.
Just murked the dude.
Mm-hmm. But that's it for me.
All right, Valdrick.
How far is the closest enemy?
100 meters.
How far would that be next round? Is that faster
Maybe
than moving?
probably around 50. Depends on SV's driving.
Oh. Then I would like to hold my action for when we're closer.
All right. So you're holding a half action. Do you want to do anything with your other half action?
I guess I could fire my las gun.
He's a firing his laser.
All right, go ahead and roll that.
I got 10 for compatriot.
If you're having your comrade volley fire, it's a +5. But I believe the commissar has a +10 from his command test.
Correct.
Well, dang.
The psyker is holding true to his nature as a psyker and being disappointing.
I am a close range person.
Allegedly.
We are not doing anything close range.
But Valdrick, you're already in a firefight and nobody's on fire.
Quick,
Well.
someone throw some valuable technology over there that he can try to fuck up.
I guess there is a fire that Mutheta set on somebody else's head, but and the fire that is kind of smoldering in some other dude's leg from the commissar. You're in a firefight, but you haven't set any fires.
Yeah. Hopefully that will change when we get within range.
All right, that's one half action. You're holding your other half action.
Yes. I just need us to get within 60 meters.
All right, DM3, the far group. They are. Oh, these guys are just suppressing firing into the wilderness. You cannot see their target from where you are. Arcan.
Well, am I already stabilized from before? Like, does that change?
Which direction? So you were stabilized facing out the back of the truck, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just like 180 as a half action, restabilize, pointing towards the front.
Excellent. I like to do that and then full auto fire.
All right.
And my range is 100, so that would just be a flat bonus. A flat nothing.
Yes.
All right. And plus 10 from the commissar, so plus 20 because stabilized?
Yes.
Excellent. Oh, yeah.
That looks like 4 degrees of success.
4 indeed.
Go ahead and send it. How would you like to split or focus these shots?
Oh, we're just focusing on one.
Really fuck one guy's day up.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. And where is guy 60s are body shots. Impact to the tummy with a 2. That's arm. There's body. Uh-huh. The impact punches the air from the target's body, inflicting 1 level of fatigue and knocking the target prone. I think it's easy to punch air from someone's body when you poke a hole from the front to the end of his ribs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy wheezes out his last breath, and it is gross and wet.
Gnarly.
All right. Then that's your turn.
Yep.
DM1, these last 2 guys are going to turn and shoot the truck. They're going to be full auto firing. I forgot an R. And that is, they've apparently gone a little too feral and have taken the orcs' aim from them. Means that the orcs might hit something now.
Hey, they're just RPing really well.
Indeed. And then DM2. These guys are also going to volley into the truck, but they're going to be burst firing.
Could I do some maneuvering to negate some of that fire?
You can jink as a reaction.
All right. What are the mods on that?
I am double checking because nothing gets to be simple. Jink, reaction, movement. Can only be used if it moved at least technical or tactical speed, unless it's a walker. Must be aware of the test. Operate test penalty equal to the vehicle's side modifier, so you have a -10.
Okay, so again, operate surface flat because I have a +10.
Yes. All right. You dodge the first guy's shots. Where are my numbers? And they just kind of do mostly cosmetic damage. Almost entirely cosmetic, actually. Your truck took 1 damage.
That was
All
the
right.
point of the armor.
All right, I forgot that in my notes. Your truck didn't take damage. It was entirely cosmetic. All right. SB. Is your turn
Well,
now.
after jinking, I would like to drive straight towards the nearest alive person on the other team.
Uh-huh. All right.
And then I'd like to floor it. And then I didn't use the commissaire's thingy. Can I use that now? I forgot about that.
It's supposed to be to the first test, but yeah, whatever. Might as well do it to the first test we remember. All right. That is
Or
4.
Wait, how close are we to them now?
Much closer.
40. You're 60 meters closer, so that would put you at 50 meters from squad 2, or 40 meters from squad 1, which is 2 dudes now.
Wonderful. When I get a chance, I'd like to get one.
You had a delayed action, if I remember right,
Yes.
which you can take now then. You're going to push your psycho powers?
No.
Are you sure? It'd be funny.
All right. So I face the enemy, open my eyes and mouth wide as torrents of psychic slate spew forth towards my target. I'm using flame breath.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, they put extra capsaicin in the rations.
Psychic powers, flame breath.
If I had gotten 3 successes, I would have gotten 2 attacks.
Hmm.
Then
All
they just
right.
burn for 13.
Ba-ba-ba. Yep, that is gross. How many people did I hit? Just one?
Yes.
All right, and that guy melts.
Wahahaha.
All right, then SB, you took a full round action to floor it. Then there was a delayed action. Now we're back to gut gash him. Mister.
Wow. Is it my
There are-
turn to shoot things again?
Yep. There's a dude
starts
from
firing.
Yeah, there's a dude at 40 meters whose entire squad has been melted or gunned down or exploded. And then there's another 10 dudes behind him at like 50 meters range.
Oh, You know, that poor lonely guy. I'm gonna survive. The other group has how many in it?
There's one dude or there's 10 dudes.
10 dudes or one dude? What is that one dude armed with? Is he upset his whole squad is dead, or is he still charging full bore?
These guys are feral, but they're not orcs. They are sitting in their little foxholes, just shooting.
Oh well, fuck it, I'm gonna kill him.
Guy does seem a little bit upset that his friends have all been gunned down, melted, and exploded.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll shoot at the group of 10. I want him to suffer in his misery.
Understandable.
What's the bonuses I got? 25 or 35?
I believe under you got your command roll off, right? So 35.
That hits.
Well, go ahead and roll damage. All right. You shoot over this one poor schmuck's shoulder and into the squad behind him, and you replace somebody's chest cavity with an anti-armor shell.
Oh. Oh. Heart surgery. Always good. Call me Dr. Gutgasha. Performing
to
heart
self.
surgery.
Gutgasha, cardiovascular surgeon.
I'm out here replacing hearts. That's how you do it.
And splattering them over that tree.
If you
On a
follow
heart
your
and mind
heart,
campaign.
which is all over that tree.
All right. That's
You look like a puppy. A poor, eviscerated puppy.
Gutgasha's turn. Mu Theta.
Pew pew.
Pew pew indeed. They're in short range now for your las gun.
What does that do?
Plus 10. Are you shooting the squad of 9 or the last dude of the first squad?
Squad at 9. Burst fire.
All right.
No hits.
So it would seem.
I'm gonna step away to the bathroom.
Understandable. Commissar, back to you. As one is wont to do. "40 meters. The second squad that's shooting at you is 50 meters. They're both within short range of your las gun. Your mic cut out at leave the 1, but I'm assuming you're shooting squad 2. Yes, short range is a plus 10. Single fire is, yes. Very nice. Uh-huh. That looks like it hurt, but that dude does not go down. All right. Commissar Valdrick.
All right, closest enemy.
40 meters. The Commissar and the Ogryn have left him alone. The next closest is at 50 meters.
Wonderful. I turn my gaze towards him and spew fire.
Is that the one?
Well, they're really weak, so I can. Can I split barrages?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as they're, the book says within 2 meters of each other, but I'm going to say as long as they're close enough. These squads are basically next to each other, so yeah, you can just spit fire on as many of them as you want.
All right, so this is 5 successes.
That is 5 successes, yes.
So that's 3 hits.
No, I stand corrected. 6 successes. I think that's still
Yeah.
3 hits.
Yes. All right. Do I kill 3 people?
Yes. And it is very unpleasant.
I
Tried
just
running
sweep
while
my
doing.
gaze and they melt.
And your gays are doing so much work.
You guys, I can contribute when you get close enough.
All right. Is that your turn?
I shoot somebody.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
I don't shoot anybody. I just shoot. It's
Hovering
very
fire.
hard to see when you have like just energy coming out of your eyes and face.
All right. And then that's your turn.
Yes.
EM3. These guys are going to see what's going on over here, and they're going to start making some called shots. Baldric. They seem to really not like you right now. They also seem to have pretty bad aim, but two of them do hit. Would you like to try to dodge one of them? Mr. Syker.
Dodging is athletic or agility.
There is a
What about-
dodge skill.
What about blocking? Or is it parry?
Parry is for melee weapons.
I have a. Wait, is the last gun two-handed?
Yes.
Oh,
Also, parry is for uh, deflecting melee weapons, not for deflecting ranged weapons with a melee weapon.
okay. So I can't because I bought a shield, but I also have a refractor shield. So when does that come into play?
Refractor shield comes into play after you're hit, but before damage is applied.
All right. So I attempt to dodge.
All right.
don't.
So go ahead and give me two, was it D100s on the refractor shields?
I mean, they're a 30.
Yeah. So it's two D100s. You want a 30 or below. And all right, so these both go through.
Ow! Ow!
7 and 5 damage. I don't think either of those are going to get through your armor.
No.
All right. The other half are going to be shooting at the commissar. Actually, no, they'd be shooting at SD because he is barreling a truck right at them. I should probably include how many times I want it repeated. Oh, these guys seem to be much better shots. Essie, you're being targeted, it seems, by 4 dudes. Would you like to try and dodge one of them?
Well, couldn't I just jank? Throw off all of their aim?
Mechanically, arbitrary rules because it kind of needs to be as a tabletop game. But basically, if whether you dodge in the car or as you, everyone beyond the first shot is going to be adjusting their aim based off of that. So if you want to use your drive skill because you are driving the car, I'll accept that as a replacement.
All right.
But it's not going to be throwing off all their aims just because it game weird.
Indeed. What are the mods on this?
Regular dodge at, well, operate vehicle at -10 because of these. I guess the size of the truck wouldn't matter. So just regular operate vehicle.
Okay. And then Commissar got his encouragement off.
I believe he did. Yes.
Giggity.
All right. So you're able to dodge a shot, and as the rest adjust their aim. Last one might be the only one who actually does anything. Does a 13 go through your body armor, +3 armor from the truck giving you cover?
Armor plus the truck plus my tough.
Yes.
It does a total of 2 damage, I think. 7
All right.
plus 3. Oh no, 3 damage.
Impact 1 to the body, where it would be under injury, question mark. All right, energy, explosive, impact, critical effects, body 1. Blow to the target's body, steals the breath from his lungs. The target can take only a half action on this next turn. Yeah, it looks like you took some mild damage to your respiratory unit because you don't have lungs anymore, probably.
No, I still have flesh lungs. There's actually a cybernetic lung, so I'd have to get that.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you take a firm hit to your chest. The armor absorbs most of it, but it does knock the wind out of you, and you can only take a half action next round.
All right.
And then DM2. These guys are going to continue shooting the truck. I think only one of them has died. Nope, 2. All right. That is numbers. Two damage to a truck. Vehicles. That was off of the second hit. Not tall. Internal gas line burst. Yeah, so these guys hit one of your promethium lines in the engine block, and the cabin is filling with smoke. It'll take a full round action to fix it, but given that you guys have already done it before, you can also just lean out the window.
Wait, what's broken?
One of the shots from the second squad hit a promethium line in the engine block of the truck. The cabin is filling with smoke, but it is, at least as far as you can tell, not in immediate danger of going up in a blaze.
I can get that fixed though, you guys.
Yeah, it does not take a test, but it does take a full action. Yeah, full action. All right, that's DM2, so we're back up to SV.
What can I do with the truck with a half action?
Basically move it up to its tactical speed of 20. Where are the vehicle rules? There's maneuvering, full action, full action, full action, reaction, full action. Tactical maneuvering is a full or half. So yeah, you can move it up to its tactical speed.
Okay. Well then. 20 meters.
20 meters. All right. That's your half action. Good gasha. Mister.
Yes. Is it time for the gut gasher to shoot?
Yeah, that middle squad, they did some damage to the truck, but they're in your point blank range now.
Oh no, that is not good for them.
Not at all.
Because that gives me a plus what?
Plus 30.
Oh Jesus! Not counting all the other bonuses. Oh God.
So it's plus 30 from point blank. Have I been doing this wrong? I think I have been doing it wrong. I've been goofing. Plus 30 from point blank. Burst fire doesn't have a penalty. Commissar got his command test off. Half action aim. And comrade half action volley fire. You're looking at a plus 55. Basically, don't roll a 100 and you'll probably be fine. Uh-huh. Go ahead and roll 3 damage.
Wait, roll damage 3 times, you said?
Yes. Unless you tell me otherwise, I'm assuming you're burst firing.
Oh, well, yeah.
Rather than single shot, because what are you, some quitter?
There you go.
Yeah, that was 8 dudes. Now you got another lone dude. And the 2 last guys from both of the squads just sort of look at each other. Then they get really sad. All right. It's got Gasha Mutheda.
Has the vehicle been fixed?
Not yet.
I would like to fix the vehicle.
All right. Because this is repairing a critical effect, there's no test involved. It just takes a full action.
Alrighty.
Commissar.
Oh, did I get skipped over?
Let's see. I don't think so. And this round did take a bit longer just because there were a few critical effects. There is a guy left. Yes, and they are both very sad because all their friends have just been murdered in horrific fashion. Uh-huh. Um, this is with your las gun? All right. Yeah, it looks like there's something going real fucky with the warp, because your las gun is not getting power to shoot. Your las gun is jammed.
By
Uh,
not
Fail-
appeasing the machine spirits correctly, of course.
Failure to feed. See, see also, a wire's not connected. Yeah, there. It's probably just the power pack has come a little bit out of position during all the bouncing in the truck.
Sure, blame the driver.
Who haven't we blamed yet? So we've blamed the driver, the psyker, and then also his appeasing of the machine spirit. Anyone else we want to blame?
Can always blame the Ogren. That always works well. Uh, 20 meters. Your mic cut out, but it sounded like that's the end of your turn.
Yes, that was the end of my turn. I have done absolutely nothing. I contributed nothing to this round.
Also, Arcan, you were correct. I was wrong and goofy. Go ahead and take that last round, and then
I
I'll
thought so.
I'll try to not be goofy again, but I make no promises.
Oh, we're all goofy. All right, so I'm just gonna, aim in full auto burst at second squad because there's more than one guy right in there, right?
There is one guy in the second squad. There's one guy in the first squad.
All right, so we'll just take care of the second squad then.
There's still the full squad 3, but they're like 20
Well,
meters beyond squad 2.
yeah, we'll just get rid of squad 2 here. We'll keep the guy in squad 1 alive. Full burst. This is before the commissar flubbed his command roll, so plus 10. So and they're only at 50. So what's the distance bonus? Because they're at half.
For half of your range increment is plus 10.
Excellent. So plus 30 then.
Uh-huh.
3.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Where did the critical effects go as this guy is polymorphed into Swiss cheese?
Cheese.
Impact critical effects body. 4. The blow batters the target, shattering a rib. Target suffers 1d10 toughness damage and makes it. He is knocked prone either way. And I think having his entire torso replaced by 50 cal bullet wounds is going to do a little bit more than 1d10 toughness damage.
Just maybe.
All right. And that's your turn from last round.
Mm-hmm.
All right, then getting back onto initiative without the goofiness, Valdrick.
All right. So I see that the commissar's just gonna. I'm like, here, you'll do better with the mine than I will. And then I blast some people with my face.
All right. Is this are all these fettered, unfettered?
Uh, flame breath.
Yeah.
I am not pushing at the moment.
No, but there's 3 choices: fettered, unfettered, and push. Fettered is, I think, half of your fire rating, but it does. Yeah, fettered. Make a focus power test counting psi rating as half normal, no chance to manifest psychic phenomena. Unfettered is your full psi rating, and um, doubles create a psychic phenomena.
Unfettered.
Unfettered. All right. That is a success, and this is group 3.
Whoever is closest.
The last guy in group 1 that has been left alive. All right. Aha, and that guy melts, just like the last of his buddies did. With the same damage roll too. All right. Anything else?
I equipped my shield staff and wave it around.
All right. TM3. These guys really did not appreciate that. So they're going to mostly focus fire on the Psyker, because that is horrific. Pulse shots. 2 are going to hit. It's going to be a lot of jams. Valdrick, if you would like to dodge one of these.
Yeah. I'll try and dodge. I just stand there.
I'll get it right eventually. I don't think either of those actually hurt you.
No.
All right. 2 of them are going to be trying to unjam their guns, and the last guy is going to be shooting the commissar because he's got the fancy hat, and he misses horribly. Arcan.
To squad 3. How far away are they?
40 meters.
So that's still plus 10?
Yes, they are in your short range.
Okay, so plus 10 there, plus 10 full auto. No plus 10 from the commissar, so plus 20. You seriously?
uh,
It was so close that he could feel the bullets going over his head, but I missed. Rat bastard.
yeah, one of your shots ricochets off of one of the jammed guns and knocks that guy into one of his buddies. But
That's about it. Yep.
scared the shit out of him though. All right. DM1 and 2 are dead. SV. SV.
Oh, hi, hello.
Hello.
Oh.
Well,
Groups 1 and 2 have been wiped out. Group 3 is 40 meters away.
okay. Has the smoke been cleared from the truck?
Yes. Theta has cleared the smoke.
Then I would like to use my half action to. Oh wait, no, it requires a full action. Okay.
Most vehicle maneuvers do, yeah.
No, not vehicle maneuver. I would like to apply my Sacred Unguents to the Commissaire's weapon.
If I remember correctly, the Sacred Nuggets clear any current jams.
Yes.
All right. I'm sorry,
Apply
your
to an
last
already jammed weapon. It's immediately unjammed, but there are no further effects. That requires a full action for me to do that, though.
All right, you're just parking the car.
Slam on the brakes. 1 second, I gotta unjam the dude's gun.
Oh, you can be completely preoccupied while you're driving through dense, overgrown brush and tree stumps and trees. I'm sure nothing will go horribly wrong.
You said it was like opened up here, right?
A bit.
Hey, just keep one eye on the road.
That doesn't even work on highways most of the time. You think it's going to work in a forest?
Ah, it'll be fine. Commissaire needs his pew pew.
All right, but that's your action.
Yep.
Got Gasha.
How many's left?
There are 10 assholes left in Squad 3. Squads 1 and 2 have been wiped out.
Okay, distance.
40 meters, 40.
I'm shooting.
Wonderful.
$35.
Under, did you get the command off?
No.
Plus 25 then.
Damn, I miss.
If I remember correctly, you do have fate points still. I think you get 2 every session, don't
I'll
you?
use one to re-roll.
After all, Ogryn are known for their expert marksmanship. We can't be sullying that reputation.
There we go.
All right. That is 2 hits. All right. Yeah, and as you start performing opening torso surgery with your autocannon, you take out 4 of these dudes, and you are pretty sure you've traumatized a 5th. And lightly wounded him with the shrapnel of his former friends, but that is Gasha Mu Theta.
Pew pew.
Pew pew. They're in short range.
Nope.
Nope. All right. Mosub.
Okay, well, first things first, I'll attempt my command check again. Yep. See, this time I'm inspiring. And this time, my gun won't jam. As
Surely
I
not
shoot.
twice in a row.
Exactly. What's the range?
50 meters. Or, no, 40.
So that's plus 10
4 inch.
from the range?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it hits.
Wonderful. Go ahead and roll.
11.
That guy is very displeased and very dead.
Well, sucks to be him. That's it for me.
All right. Valdric.
I continue to blast people with face energy.
5 dudes left at 40 meters.
I refuse to accept that.
Are you rejecting this reality?
Yes. This is not my fate. Evidently, it is my fate.
I don't think you're replacing it with your own.
Reality is exactly the same, except I missed by 1 millimeter more.
Reality stays unchanged, but you have been slightly more inconvenienced. All right. These remaining 5 guys.
I get within cover and
And fries.
hold up my shield.
Yeah, they don't really have a plan anymore because everyone has died. So they're just going to start mag dumping and suppressing fire. I could remember how many people are shooting. So that is 2 hits. And if everybody could give me where's the suppressing fire? I think it's a -20 for full auto. All right, let me just check the index for suppressing fire. It'll be willpower at fire, suppressing fire. Where is the SU? How does the alphabet work? Suppressing fire action 248. Full auto is -20.
So we all need to make a willpower at -20?
Yes.
Willpower -20?
Yes. These
Huh.
guys are mag dumping and suppressing firing.
Yeah, it went about as well as expected.
And I will have to look up.
Remember, you guys do get to add the 10 to this.
I don't think that's going to help me, Chief, but yeah, it would be on this roll.
It wouldn't save either of those rolls. All right. So we just need one from Arcan, Gutgasha, and Valdric.
What is it?
willpower at -20 from suppressing fire.
Well, shit. Oh my god!
All right. And then Arcan.
Sent.
Zed.
Yes. I aim and shoot
Uh,
at the other guys.
The
No.
truck is being
Oh.
suppressed. Can you give
I
me a
don't wanna be
willpower
Oh, okay.
at -20?
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, it is a bit unpleasant being shot to
Alright.
shit by 50
Nah,
50
that's fine.
bullets.
That's fine.
All right, so the tech priests and the psyker are pinned, and then
But check
Maybe
out the two
order.
big gunners, man.
No,
We
this is
rolled right
Tuesday.
through that shit.
Yeah, no, this is just Tuesday for us.
chat order. That is Gut Gasha and SV are taking one of the two strays that hit. You can try to dodge.
Hey, we pass and still get hit.
Well, yeah,
Pass
that's
the
just a big-
willpower test. These guys are mag dumping, and strays happen to hit because they put 50 shots at the truck.
Got it.
Welcome to
don't have-
ADHD.
I
What the
can't
fuck is this?
dodge. I can't dodge. I'm carrying a giant gun. I can't dodge with the autocannon.
Not with that attitude.
Well, I mean, the gun is bigger than the truck. So, I mean,
No, the gun is bigger than a person, not bigger than the truck.
okay.
It is a very large truck. You have enough room in the bed alone for a full squad and an Ogre. But that will be if neither of you are dodging. Negligible damage to Gut Gasha. I think your armor alone will almost eat that.
Yeah.
And then to SV, 11 damage. If that would do anything to you, normally you do have 3 armor and it is hitting your chest. All right, and then where is pinned? Pinned. Page 254. Pass it. All right, and then Tech Priests and Psyker are pinned. Here's the rule for that. And now it is Valdrick's turn.
All right.
Hey, I
I
read the wrong way because I'm smart. It's Arcan's turn.
Aha.
I've been reading backwards today.
I returned the favor by shooting at the guys that shot at us. Commissar, did you make your command roll?
I did.
Yes. How close are we?
40 meters still?
So still plus 10. All right. So, all right. Seriously?
You have a fate point?
No, I used it for the requisition roll.
Ah, unfortunate.
Well, that I just shoot at them because I'm angry. And that's the end of my turn.
All right. DM 1 and 2 are dead. SV.
I guess half action move because I'm pinned. So 20 meters.
All right. You get 20 meters closer. You are at 20 meters. Then at the end of your turn, go ahead and give me a willpower test to break the pinning.
Minus 20.
You are considered undercover. You have a plus 30.
Hmm.
The minus 20 is only for the initial pin.
Just by a nose hair.
All right. Very nice. So you are no longer pinned. Gut Gasha.
What?
They got half a squad left, and one of them
Oh.
bounced a bullet off your chest.
What's the bonus? 35? 25.
55.
55. Oh, shit.
You are back in point blank range. That alone is plus 30.
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead and roll your 3 damage. And do you want to leave any of them alive?
are we taking prisoners, Commissar?
I would like one prisoner.
I leave one alive.
All right. Can you give me 2d5? That's going to be very unpleasant for them when I find the critical effects table. Critical effects, that's impact damage on the body. A blow to the target's body steals the breath from his lungs. I think they took the lungs with it with these. Target won't be able to take you in his half action because he is very fucking dead. There are 4 new corpses littering the battlefield here, and one guy who is terrified. And he is also the only person left with a jammed gun now that I look at him. The hell is still alive. Yeah. Last guy's got a jammed gun and a very unpleasant smell now. You are effectively out of initiative if you just want to take him prisoner. There's not much he can do before you either broadside him with a fishtailing truck or just punch him in the face and knock him out.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna use the door. Drive up and swing the door open.
Well, that works.
He'll come around eventually.
Anybody dead?
SV sticks a finger into his chest. No.
Couldn't get through the armor.
Good.
No, SV definitely has a hole through one of his lungs, and he's sticking his finger into it.
Well, I couldn't get through my armor, so.
All right. Well, I think we can dismount here and examine our prisoner.
Your prisoner has definitely soiled himself.
Yeah.
Either that or it just always smells like defecation, which, given that he's gone feral and is apparently living with the orcs, very possible.
Is he like kind of like kick his weapons away so that they're not in his reach?
Yeah, he only has his jammed autogun that's made like shit and barely holds together. Not even a boot knife. He's a fucking rookie.
Okay. Is he awake?
He will be in a couple minutes. He had got knocked out by getting smacked with the car door in his face.
Yeah, I just kind of kick him till he gets up.
Yeah, he'll wake up. And he speaks in a horrible bastardization of a local dialect of Low Gothic. What? What do you want, pointy hat?
I want your boss. Where is he?
Boss. Which boss?
The head human.
Looks around. Yeah. Human have head. Yeah.
Oh, you can make jokes, but they'll be painful for you. As I just kind of use my boot heel and just kind of crush one of his hands into the dirt.
Uh-huh. All right. Go ahead and give me command or intimidation.
This is command. No, I'm going to use my fate point. I'm going to reroll that. Yeah, that's more like it.
All right. Yeah, you stomp on his hand, and it's probably never going to function again with how much snapping there's going on in there. The guy starts crying, and he eventually, after like 5 seconds of just crying and whimpering, will point to the south. In there, box, metal box.
How far?
2-hour walk.
Good. And then I pull out my chain. Do you hear me?
Yes.
All right. I say, good. I then pull out my chainsword and cut his head off.
All right. That is easy enough with a maimed and barely conscious prisoner. And I think, given the time, that's where we're going to call it for the night.
Sounds like a plan.
Works for me.